About 500,000 tonnes of cold water prawns are caught each year, mainly from the waters of the North Atlantic around Greenland and Iceland. This particular species is Pandius borealis, which is the most commercially important species. They actually form the filling of the most popular sandwich in the UK as well. They're caught using specific trawl nets with a small mesh size to make sure they capture these. They avoid bycatch of juvenile fish by using sorting grids. Now, 4 of the fisheries are Marine Stewardship Council certified, so they're independently accredited as sustainable.
I'm going to show you about the peeling of the cold water prawn, and I'm going to talk about the use of the actual meat, but also what you can do with the shells. When you buy these, they're always ready cooked. They're harvested and they're cooked straight away. They're then frozen. So you'll normally buy them either in the shell, in a frozen bag or frozen box. You can also buy them ready peeled. They use the shells for a variety of different products on the supermarket shelves. But the shells for me today I'll be using for other sauces or other recipes. My particular favourites are the prawns that are still in the shell, partly because we can use the shells in stock, and we can also use it for butters and infused oils. Very simply, once they're defrosted, and all you need to do to defrost them is put them onto a plate, into the fridge, and leave them for 2 or 3 hours, and they'll defrost quite quickly. Once they're in that defrosted state, you pull off the head and you peel away the body. As prawns mature, they actually produce roe and become female and produce roe, and it's at that stage when I want to make a really, really well flavoured stock. I want as much roe as I can. These are quite small today and haven't actually got to that stage of development. But I'm peeling again, head off, and just peel away the actual shell itself. Now the meat can go into classic prawn cocktail, which most people associate with these prawns. We today are going to put ours into a pilaf, or you can put them into salads, couscous, pastas, a variety of different dishes. The actual shells, they're already cooked, so they hardly need any further sort of heating through, but I'm going to actually put them into a stock. The stock that I've got today is a selection of softened root vegetables, which are carrot, celery, onion, and a bit of leek, a little bit of garlic and bay leaf and parsley stalk and thyme in there. Add the prawn shells, little squeeze of lemon, cover it with water, up to the boil. When it comes to the boil, you need to skim away a little bit of the sediment that rises to the surface, and then cook that very, very gently with the occasional bubble blipping and breaking the surface for a maximum of 20 minutes. Once you've got to that stage, you can strain it off and it can be used for cooking rice. We're going to use ours today in a pilaf. So that is the basic preparation of a cold water prawn. For the pilaf, we've got a little bit of onion, or a chopped onion softened in butter. We've added a long grain rice such as basmati, and then once those are softened, I'm going to pour in about a pint or so of my prawn stock. We're going to just bring that to the boil and then cook it really gently until all that rice has absorbed the moisture, and at that stage, when that's just ready to go, we'll season it. And at the very last minute, we'll fork in the prawns, the peeled cold water Atlantic prawns, and then we've got some hard-boiled egg that's going to go in as well. Just enough to heat those through so that when we're ready to eat, the prawns are hot. If you overcook them or overheat them, they shrivel and they lose some of their flavour. So for the butter, I'm just putting some prawn heads in with some slightly soft butter. There's a little bit of ground mace in there. I'm going to put a lid on and I'm going to whiz the prawns together. Once you've whizzed the prawn shells and butter together, you can either melt the two into a pan and then strain off the shells, or if you need to store it for a couple of hours, you can just sieve the shells away. It takes less time than you think, and what you have coming through on the other side is this beautiful pink prawn butter, and a little bit can be forked into your pilaf at the end if you'd like to enrichen it, or just tossed into pasta with the prawns for serving. The pilaf's now cooked. The rice has absorbed all the stock, and I've just forked in the prawns to heat through with the hard-boiled egg. Just tossing that through very gently so you don't break up the egg too much. Check it for seasoning, and today, just as I have some to hand, I'm actually going to put a little bit of the prawn butter just over the top at the last moment, just to melt in. And I'm just going to pile it into a dish for serving. Can add a little bit of chopped parsley or chive to this, but as it is, it's absolutely perfect. And what makes this particularly special is the lovely homemade prawn stock in there as well.